Hello and welcome. This tutorial will take you through some of the features of using the Student Enterprise Cooperative Cost-Benefit Analysis template. I know it's somewhat of a mouthful, but let's abbreviate it to the SEC CBA. If you're watching this tutorial, chances are you have probably already downloaded the template of our website or have been provided it by your teacher. Now, the intention behind this template is for you to work out the costs associated with designing, making and marketing a particular product. The whole intention of it is to make sure that when you go through the process of deciding on a product to take to market, that the product isn't going to cost you more than what you will be able to sell it for. So this template is just a nice simple way to go through that process. So once you've opened the template, the best thing to do is to actually start by saving the template as a copy, and you can do that by going File, Save As, and then save it as a copy rather than alter the template. Now you should use one template or a workbook, as they're known in Excel, per product, and then just save that in your file as your product analysis, if you like. Each workbook contains two worksheets. So we have the product worksheet and we have the cost worksheet. The product worksheet has been created for you to basically describe the product that you propose to take to market, but also to perform a very basic market research. So in other words, have a quick look at and analyze a couple of similar products that are already on the market. Each of these worksheets contains yellow post-it notes. Yellow notes are here as a way of just outlining exactly what is required for that particular section. I've also provided an example within those sections, which is in italics, which you can see here. So to begin with, just write a quick description of the product. Now, although I say quick description, I think it should be a detailed description. The more you write in this section here, the better understanding you'll have of exactly what it is that you're proposing. So in this case, as the example, it's a mobile phone holder, and the proposed product is a mobile phone holder made from specialty Tasmanian timbers. Now if we scroll down a bit further, we have the market research. So essentially what we do here is we pick 3 products that are on the market already. Now they could be products that you purchase online, or they could be products in the store down the road. You list or write a quick description of each of the products, a sentence or two about the strengths of that particular product, and then you give the product a strength rating. Over here. Now that could be a rating out of 5, could be a rating out of 10, it's completely up to you. Then you give the product a weakness comment. So identify some of the weaknesses with that particular product. Again, give the product a weakness rating. So the weaker the product, the higher the rating, if you like. Write a comparativeness comment. So you're now comparing your proposed product to the product that's already on the market. And then the basic formula that's worked out here will minus the strength rating from the weakness rating, all the way around, and give you an overall rating. So in this case, this particular product has a rating of -1. So compared, if you like, to the product you're proposing, you're saying it's below, has a rating below that of the product you are proposing. Then there's a little section here to list the cost of that particular product. Now the idea, like I mentioned before, the idea with this is to just have a look at what's on the market, analysing what's on the market already. Once you've completed that, you click over to the product production cost worksheet. Again, these worksheets have yellow post-it notes, if you like, which indicate or describe in a little bit more detail what's required for each of the sections. But you may also notice these little red triangles within each of the cells. If you hover over those, you have further explanation of each of those sections. So it's all fairly self-explanatory. This page or worksheet is made up of two sections. We have the tangible costs and then the intangible costs. So this is where we start to talk about exactly how much the proposed product is going to cost us to produce. Before we go into the actual tangible and intangible costs, now if you're not sure about what tangible costs and intangible costs are, spend some time and have a read through this with your teacher. Let's have a quick look at this section here and this section here and how they link to the orange section over here. So in this section we have workshop hiring. For most of you, you're probably using your school workshop. Now, with every workshop comes, or it could even be a kitchen, so not necessarily a workshop, but even a kitchen. But a workshop or a kitchen or an art room, they all have costs associated to using them. So things like maintenance of machines, cleaners to come in and out, electricity, water, a whole bunch of associated costs with running either a workshop or an art space or a kitchen. Have a chat to your teacher and come up with a reasonable hourly hire rate, if you like. So in this case here, the teacher has decided that $25 an hour to hire the workshop is a reasonable cost. Now my teacher's a little bit more generous and is only going to charge me $20. So I can put that in there. And the Excel formula, which is already set up here, will change your hiring cost to a minute rating, which is 33 cents a minute to hire that workshop. If we come back up here, this relates to our particular product per unit. So I've worked out that my mobile phone holder is going to take me about 4.5 minutes to make one. Now I might have a production line going where I make 20 at a time, but what I've had to do is sit down and work out exactly how long each one is going to take me to produce, and 4.5 minutes is that. And the formula we have set up links, so this one up here, links with these two cells over here and this one. So it's working out for us that each particular product is going to cost $1.50 in workshop time, or workshop hiring time. Okay. Now if we scroll down a little bit further, we have production time. Now this formula works in a fairly similar way to the one we've just been through, except rather than putting workshop hiring time in, we're putting in an hourly wages rate. So amongst your other student enterprise colleagues, work out what you think you should be paid per hour. Now this could be a group wage or it could be an individual's wage. So let's just say if it's an individual's wage, we'll go with, say, $7.50 per hour for an individual. Now that works out to be 13 cents per minute. If we put in here that the production time of each product is $4.50, then the formula works out for us that each product, we're building into each product a cost of 56 cents in wages. Okay. Now, let's go into a little bit more detail with some of these ones here. So these tangible costs here are things that are consumables, if you like, or they're items that require you to purchase to be able to produce the product that you're making. So we have things like timber, postage to post it, glue, finishing oil, and a cable for the electronics of the phone holder. As we type in those items and give them a cost, and we can change it, our total at the bottom changes down here. Now if you want to have a look at what that formula is, you can just click on that and come up to the formula bar. So all it's doing is it's a sum, and it's adding up from C10 to C23. So C10 down to C23. Okay, and it's putting it also down here into D8. Oh, we're also adding up D8, the total of our workshop hiring time here. So our tangible cost for each particular product that we make, each unit, comes to $15.58. Now if we scroll down a little bit further, we have our intangible costs and our production time, so we add that in, which we went through before. And then we have some intangible costs, so things that are bigger picture costs, if you like. So with this particular product, we're adding in a design cost. So based on, let's say we are forecasting that we're going to sell 20 of these products, these costs are then broken down to 20 units, okay, or divided by 20 if you like. So for the 20 units, we're saying that we're allowing $50, and these are just estimates. We're allowing $50 to design the product. We've also included environmental costs, so forest harvesting, so allowing some money to go back into regenerating the forest so that we have a renewable source of timber. So we're allowing $5 there for the 20 units, so 25 cents per unit. Another intangible cost we have in here is machine safety. So things like training fees, we've included that in there as well. Then our formula works out, so we have this total, and so our tangible total and our intangible cost total. Those are added together to create our total estimated product cost, which is $19.39. So that's $19.39 per unit or per mobile phone holder in cost, which is great to know because it means then we can link back to our market research. We can have a look at what's on the market at the moment, and we might, from our market research, establish that the average cost for a timber style mobile phone holder or charger is $40. We know that ours is going to cost us around $20. So if we were to sell them at, say, $40, we can have a markup of about 100%. So this is where doing a cost-benefit analysis really gives us a much better understanding of how much the product's going to cost us to make, how much of a markup we can add to it, and whether the product is a viable option to take from the design concept stage through to the production stage, and marketing, obviously. Well, that's the SEC CBA template, or Student Enterprise Cooperative Cost Benefit Analysis template. And that's all we have for you today. Enjoy.